Today's lesson is called Cyberbullying. What your parents don't know could kill you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're going to continue talking about cyberbullying. Y'all know what bullying is. That means you're big, you're strong, you've got high social status, and you pick on people who are smaller and weaker than you are. And usually, well, most of the time, you can probably get away with it because you have that high social standing or because you are so big and strong. And because, well, maybe you just get away with it because you bribe a judge or something. Who knows? But today we're going to talk about something kind of interesting here. There is such a thing as called self-bullying. Why would you want to do that?
Oh, I don't know. That sounds terrible, though. Yes, cyberbullying is bad. Self-bullying, that might be the next level. Yes, cyberbullying. On day one, we learned it's bad, okay? Not only will people say nasty things to you, but they might post embarrassing videos or images and stuff like that. And these things go viral amongst your friend group, okay? They spread like wildfire. And before you know it, not only have 3 or 4 people seen these embarrassing videos or images, maybe your entire friend group, your entire school, your entire class have seen these things. And that's not a good thing. Why? Because it says here that people in online groups often act differently than they would face-to-face. They kind of pile on, and if they were to see you person to person, maybe they would take pity on you. But when everyone is piling on online, well, they're just not going to hold back. Everybody is going to indulge their worst impulses. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. But don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Of all the ways the internet has changed bullying, the most surprising is that it allows people to bully themselves. Some anonymously post mean comments about themselves to see if their friends will come to their defense. But others, who may be suffering from depression, engage in this activity as a form of digital self-harm.
各位好，第一部分我们看到副词 anonymously， 意思是匿名的。例如 I gave money anonymously to the organization that helps those in need. 我匿名捐款给帮助人们的机构。另外，去掉这个字的字尾 ly 就成了形容词 anonymous， 指匿名的。举例来说 The charity received a large anonymous donation. 那个慈善机构收到一笔大额的匿名捐款。接着我们看到单字 self-harm， 这个字是名词，指自残。例如 We didn't know Ruby had self-harm behaviors until recently. 直到最近我们才知道 Ruby 有自残的行为。另外，以下补充2个 self 开头的复合词。第一 self-defense， D-E-F-E-N-S-E， self-defense这个字是名词，指自我防卫，像是 The woman claimed that she hit the man out of self-defense. 那名女士声称她踢那位男子是出自于自我防卫。第二 self-conscious， C-O-N-S-C-I-O-U-S， self-conscious 这个字是形容词，指不自在的、扭捏的。举例来说 Betty is very self-conscious about her singing voice.Betty 对她自己的歌声感到很不自在。
Okay, so we have been talking about bullying, but here, of all the ways the internet has changed bullying, the most surprising is that it allows people to bully themselves. I guess this is a kind of reverse psychology. Usually we try to attack other people if we are a bully. Most of us are nice people. We mind our own business, and we don't try to hurt other people. But of course, there are those among us who've got personal problems or something like that. They don't feel adequate. They don't measure up. So they have to pick on other people. But there are people who actually pick on themselves for some reason. They bully themselves. This is self-bullying.
Wow, so some people, they bully themselves, okay? And this is kind of a form of self-harm. We'll talk about that later. But yes, they bully themselves because they want to know how people, one, really think about them, or they kind of want to see if their friends are going to help them out. They think, I'm going to post something anonymously. No one will know it's me. I'm going to say something bad about myself, and I'm going to really see who my friends are. How interesting. So some anonymously post mean comments about themselves to see if their friends will come to their defense. So they want to know, do I really have friends? Okay, let's see who my real friends are. They do this. They post anonymously. No one knows who's making this post actually, and they want to see if their friends will come to their defense. Hey, don't say that about my friend. I like him. He's a good guy. He's got a good heart. They're hoping that their friends will do this. Now, this is a double-edged sword, though. Maybe their friends do come to their defense, but maybe they don't either.
Maybe not. So here, of course, we've got the word defense, which means you're protecting yourself. So you want people to come and protect you, to stand up for you, to speak for you. So yes, you want them to come to your defense. Defense also exists in sports. When you're trying to stop the other team from scoring, you are playing defense. And of course, the opposite would be offense. But in this particular case, you want your friends to come to your defense. So you post these messages online about yourself, and they are posted anonymously, which means without a name, you don't know who posted these comments. But others who may be suffering from depression engage in this activity as a form of digital self-harm. So I'm no psychologist, so I shouldn't say too much about this particular subject, but some people may be suffering from depression, which is a mental condition of feeling inadequate and you're sad pretty much all the time. So you might do this. You might engage in this activity. Now, here we've got the verb phrase to engage in something. That just means to do it or to participate in this particular activity. I could say, for example, I tried to get my friend Marcy's attention, but she was engaged in a conversation with the rich businessman. Okay, so here, of course, if you're suffering from depression, you might engage in this activity, saying bad things about yourself to get your friends to come to your defense. And again, it's a form of digital self-harm. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of today's lesson. Let's move on now to the second part. We will listen to it first.
It takes just a few seconds to post a mean comment online, but the consequences are often long-lasting. Many teen suicides are the result of cyberbullying, a situation that leaves their parents and friends shocked because they had no idea the bullying was occurring. Since it's so hard to know what is happening online, many adults simply want to forbid children from using social media at all. Although the parents mean well, this approach may not be realistic because social media has become central to the way teens build and maintain relationships with each other.
第二部分我们看到形容词 long-lasting 指持久的、持续的、长期的。举例来说 Cheers for a long-lasting friendship 为我们长久的友谊干杯。接着我们看到单字 realistic 这个字是形容词，指实际的、能实现的、现实的。例如 The television drama was praised for its realistic portrayal of the lives of police officers. 这出电视剧真实描绘了警察的生活而受到赞赏。或是 The fake flowers in the store looked so realistic that many customers were fooled. 店里的假花看起来太逼真，许多客人都被骗了。
Okay, the title of our lesson is Cyberbullying. What your parents don't know could kill you. So here we've been talking about cyberbullying up to this point, but we really haven't talked about how cyberbullying can lead to death. Yeah, we're not joking around here when we say what your parents don't know could kill you or could lead to your death. So yes, let's go ahead and move on and we'll talk about this dark subject next, i.e. death. Yeah, it takes just a few seconds to post a mean comment online, but the consequences are often long-lasting. Yes, it says here the consequences are often long-lasting, or you could say the consequences of online bullying can also be severe. And next we'll talk about suicide, which is definitely a severe consequence. But before we do move on, let's talk about a couple of things to be found in this sentence. First of all, we have the word consequence.
Consequence, the result of something that you did in the past. It could be a good consequence. It could be a bad consequence. Usually this is a countable noun, and it's usually used in the plural. So, of course, there are bad consequences in life if you don't go see the doctor. Often, you might get really sick, and by the time you figure out what's wrong with you, it could be too late. Those are the consequences of not going to see the doctor often. So, the consequences or the results could be long-lasting. They could last a lifetime, even though it only took a few seconds for someone to post a nasty, mean comment online. So we've got suicide as a possible consequence. Many teen suicides are the result of cyberbullying, a situation that leaves their parents and friends shocked because they had no idea the bullying was occurring. And we do hear about this on the internet quite often. A teen suicide, someone committed suicide because they were the victim of cyberbullying, and the parents are shocked. The friends are shocked. They had no idea that this bullying was going on. So suicide here, of course, is a noun. It refers to when someone kills themselves. To commit suicide would be the verb phrase. Don't use the word suicide as a verb.
Anyway, since it's so hard to know what is happening online, many adults simply want to forbid children from using social media at all. Yeah, just give me that smartphone. No more Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. No more of that stuff. It's not allowed anymore because we don't want you to be cyberbullied. And yes, we're also taking the phone away completely because we don't know what else to do. We just don't know what's happening online, so we're going to forbid you from doing something. We're not going to allow you to do that thing.
Yep, forbid, to not allow someone to do something. It's forbidden to smoke in many public places. Forbidden, of course, is the adjective there, but if I want to use this as a verb, I could say many laws forbid smoking in public places. So yes, this is easier said than done, of course. Adults just want to forbid their children from using social media. Yes, give me that smartphone and go play chess or something. Go outside and play basketball and don't play with that phone so much. But we all know that smartphones and our online lives cannot be stopped now. The cat is out of the bag. We're all involved in this, so you just can't forbid the children from using social media. They've got to do this. It's part of their social lives. If they don't have an active social life online, they're not going to get anywhere in life.
So there you go. The parents don't know what else to do, so they say, all right, you're forbidden from using social media. Just stop doing it. And although the parents mean well, i.e., they're trying to do the right thing, this approach may not be realistic because social media has become central to the way teens build and maintain relationships with each other. So there you go. You take away the smartphone there, okay? You get rid of the social media influences in that person's life and your kid's life, and you think, great, I've solved the problem. You think you're doing the right thing. You mean well, but this approach might not be realistic, okay? When you forbid them to use social media, you might be ending their social life because, yes, social media has become central or extremely important to the way that teens build and maintain relationships with each other. So, yes, this approach might not be realistic. It might not be practical. It might not make sense in the real world.
We do know people out there who are not realistic. They're living in a fantasy world, and that might mean the parents here. They mean well. They want the best for their children, but taking their phone away or forbidding them to use social media is just simply not realistic. Children and young people need social media to function in society and to build and maintain their relationships with each other. Otherwise, they're going to be complete strangers or loners or whatever. Okay, that brings us to the end of the second part of our lesson. Let's now listen to the third part.
What can you do to stop cyberbullying? The most important thing to do is to reach out to someone. If you are the victim of cyberbullying or know of someone who is committing online bullying, know that there are many people who want to help. Don't isolate yourself or allow the phone screen to prevent you from reaching out for help.
第三部分我们看到片语 reach out to somebody 表示向某人伸出援手，提供某人支持、协助。举例来说 After my friend lost his job, I reached out to him to offer support whenever he needed. 我朋友失业后，当他有需要，我都伸出援手，给予支持。另外，这个片语还可以表示与某人交流、沟通、联系某人，像是 Izzy reached out to all her classmates to see if they would be interested in joining her book club. Izzy 试图联系她所有的同学，看他们是否有兴趣加入她的读书会。再来，我们看到单字 commit 这个字是动词，指犯罪、犯错、做坏事。我们可以说 Jack told the police that he did not commit the robbery, but they still arrested him. Jack 告诉警方他没有抢劫，但他们还是逮捕他了。另外，这个字还可以指投入、致力于。举例来说 The organization committed itself to ending illegal animal trafficking. 该机构致力于终止非法动物买卖。最后，我们看到名词 isolate 指孤立、隔离，像是 If you're feeling sad, you shouldn't isolate yourself because it will make you feel worse. 难过时，你不应该孤立自己，这会让你感到更糟。或是 In order to concentrate on his writing, Melvin has to isolate himself in his room and not see anyone. 为了专心写作 Melvin 必须把自己隔离在房间内，不见任何人。
Okay, here's the question. What can you do to stop cyberbullying? And apparently as a parent, I shouldn't just say, okay, no social media at all. That's not realistic. So, short of taking the phone away or deleting those social media apps, what can I do or what can you do to stop cyberbullying?
Well, the most important thing to do is to reach out to someone. So here we've got the phrase to reach out to someone. That just means to be open and honest and start communicating with those people. We don't often express our feelings with each other as often as we should. So yes, parents, reach out to your children and ask them if they are being bullied online or if you are being bullied. Yeah, talk to somebody about it and see if you can solve this problem. If you are the victim of cyberbullying or know of someone who is committing online bullying, know that there are many people who want to help. And of course, yes, I have a daughter myself, and she might be the victim of cyberbullying. But on the other hand, you never know. She might be committing online bullying herself. I like to think of my daughter as being an angel, but you never know. She might be saying nasty things to other people, and she might be hurting other people's feelings. So yes, if you know of someone who is committing online bullying, well, know that there are people who can help. To commit here just means to do something. We use this a lot of times with other words, like to commit suicide, as we talked about before. We certainly don't encourage that, but you might commit online bullying, which we'd also discourage. But you never know. You might know somebody who is doing this.
There you go. So if you know a cyberbully or you know someone who has been cyberbullied, reach out. Talk to someone who can help, a person in authority, a parent, a teacher, someone like that. Reach out. So reach out and also know that there are many people who can help and who want to help as well. So don't isolate yourself or allow the phone screen to prevent you from reaching out for help, okay? Don't allow that phone screen to stop you or prevent you from doing something to help yourself out. Yeah, reach out. Talk to someone. There are people out there who can help you. And yeah, most of all, don't isolate yourself. When you isolate yourself, you are all alone. You become an even easier target as far as cyberbullying is concerned. You have no one on your team, no one to help you out. You've been isolated. You're all alone.
Make yourself all alone. Isolate. Sometimes people isolate themselves when they're preparing for a test, for example. They go live in a temple in the mountains or something, and they study, and they don't let themselves get distracted by social media or friends or whatever. So yeah, don't isolate yourself in this situation. There are people out there who can help you. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. It's time now to listen to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文一开始提到 Of all the ways the internet has changed bullying, the most surprising is that it allows people to bully themselves. 好，句子里面它用到 of all the 加上名词来表达在所有什么什么之中，这个用法常常会搭配表示最高级的句子去使用。好，例如 Of all the steakhouses in the city, this one is my favorite.在这个城市里所有的牛排馆当中，这间是我的最爱。好，那么另外动词 allowed 它是表达允许准许，不过在课文句子里面它并不是说网络准许答应人们去自我霸凌哦。 Allow somebody to 加原形动词可以用来表达使某人得以做某事，使做某事成为可能。好像是 This app allows you to find restaurants near you and book a table in a few seconds. 这个应用程式让你可以在几秒之内找到附近的餐厅并且定位。好，读到课文第二部分第二句，他说Many teen suicides are the result of cyberbullying, a situation that leaves their parents and friends shocked because they had no idea the bullying was occurring. 好，句子里面的 have no idea 就表示不知道、不了解，后面常常会接 that 子句或者是 WH 疑问词所引导的名词子句。那像我们课文里面它其实是接 that 子句，只是省略了 that。另外要介绍的句型是 leave 加受词加受词补语。好，这个句型它表示任由什么什么处于怎么样的状态之中。leave 在这边表示使什么处于某种状态。那它的受词补语呢，可以用形容词、过去分词、现在分词或是介系词片语。像课文里面写到说 leaves their parents and friends shocked， 使他们的父母和朋友十分震惊，它就是用过去分词 shocked 来当补语用，去补充说明家人朋友的状态。好，那我们来看3个例句。The bad news left her anxious. 那个坏消息使她很焦虑。那这边我们受词补语就是用形容词 anxious 来说明受词 her 是处于这个焦虑的状态。好，那么第二个例句 Don't leave your car engine running while you're not in the car. 当你不在车子上的时候，要熄火，别让车子引擎一直运转。好，句子里面的受词补语我们是用现在分词 running 来说明受词 your car engine 它是处于运转的状态。那么第3个例句There's no need to ring the bell when you come over. I'll leave the door unlocked. 你来的时候不用按门铃，门不会上锁的。那句子里面的受词补语就是用过去分词 unlocked 来说明受词 the door 它是处于没有锁的状态。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Defense. In my defense, I had no idea how to use the camera, so that's why the photos were out of focus.Consequence. Bentley didn't fully consider the consequences of driving without a seatbelt until it was too late. Forbid. The teacher tried to forbid mobile phones in class, but students still brought them anyway. Realistic.
The general's plan for the war isn't very realistic.
Commit. Police checked the house for the suspect who they believed had committed the crime. Isolate.Rebecca began to isolate herself at work because she didn't get along with her coworkers.
Discussion Starter starts now!
Okay, now it's time for our discussion starter. Hey, Roger.
What
would you do if you or someone you knew was being cyberbullied?
Well, if I were being cyberbullied, I would probably bully that person back if I were a strong person, but because I'm kind of weak and insecure, I'd probably cry and feel bad about it, but I think the best thing to do would be to reach out and talk to somebody and work this problem out and find out who's doing it, punish them, and make sure they suffer. How about you?
Fight fire with fire, and if not, reach out. I like it. Now, if someone I knew was being cyberbullied, I would try to be one of these stand-up people. Maybe I wouldn't defend them online. That just gives the cyberbullies more fuel for their fire. But I would definitely do everything I could to reach out for that person, on behalf of that person. I would do whatever I could to help them out so that they would not isolate themselves. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.